I'm Lee Waddell, original Ghostface from Scream 1.
Hi, I'm Alan Robinson, Scream 2's Ghostface.
Hi, and I'm Jeff Brockton, Scream 3's Ghostface, and you are watching
Craven.
Something
Scary.
Hello, listener. This is Mike Vaughn, and you're on the Stu Train. Enjoy it.
Hi, it's Nancy Ann Riven, the girl in the bathroom from Scream, and I am on the Stu Train. Stu!
On the Stu Train. Get your ticket on the Stu Train. We got Craven, something scary on the left and I'm on the right. On the Stu Train. Get your ticket on the Stu Train. We got Craven, something scary on the left and I'm on the right. Get your ticket on the Stu Train. We got Craven, something scary on the left and I'm on the right. On the Stu Train. Get your ticket on the Stu Train, baby. Craven, something scary on the left and Stu's on the right. And Stu's on the right. Get your ticket on the Stu Train. And Stu's on the right. Get your ticket on the Stu Train.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. Stu Train, baby. You can get your Stu Train ticket. It's not just a song, it's a real thing. And tonight on this stream right here can put you as an official ticket holder for the Stu Train, guys. A $5 super chat is all it costs, and I will send it to you virtually through Instagram, email, X, whichever your platform. And you can use it as your phone background, your computer background. You can print it. I have people that have sent me pictures that they printed it out. They framed it and they put it on their collection on the wall or their shelves with other Scream items. I've had one person tell me it's on their desk at work in a frame. So you have the ability to do whatever you would like, because it's virtual and you can print it out any way you want to use it. It's just a $5 super chat. And guys, what better night to get your Stew Train ticket than the stream that I'm choosing to talk about nothing but stew for the next 2 hours with you guys. It's going to be amazing. Send in your $5 super chat now and say, Stew Train ticket, please, or anything you want. And you go out, you can also gift a Stew Train ticket. So if you already have one, he's like, hey, Steve, I've already got one of these. So I'm like, that's cool. You have the ability to do a gifting. So if you want to purchase a ticket for someone else to be on that Stew Train with all of us, you can just send in your $5 super chat and say, I'm gifting this ticket to, and put the user's name who's in the chat. And that way I will know who gets the ticket. So you have that opportunity, guys. Again, JT, I want to shout out for making this incredible Stew Train ticket. I think it's amazing. I just love it. I think it's sharp. And it will look great in your possession or on your phone, any way you want to do with it. So Stew Train tickets tonight. I got the ticker at the bottom, $5 super chat, and you will have one. I will send it to you after the stream. All right. Well, listen, we're going to talk tonight about Stu Macher. And we're going to talk specifically about several theories and several ways that Stu could return in Scream 7. Now, there's more than 8 theories, obviously. But because of the sake of time, and I'm going to be bringing some guests on, so we're all going to kind of give our thoughts and chime in on what we think, and of course, all of you in the chat, which we're at over 30 people now and rising, I'll be looking for your comments in the chat, and of course, if you would like to share your theory and make sure that it gets on screen for me and the panel, you'll send in a super chat. I will make sure that we cover your theory. It's just a way that moves you to the front of the line in front of everybody else. And I promise you, I will not end the stream until every super chat is addressed, covered, and taken care of. That's my promise to you. And so you have that opportunity. And you know what else it does? It really does help the channel as well. So I just wanted to let you know, not only will you get your question answered, but you're going to be helping out my channel, Craving Something Scary, to continue to grow and bring new folks into the community, do more content and better content as I go. So I just really appreciate it. It helps out a lot and it makes a big impact. So it's a win-win for everybody here. And don't feel like you have to do it, of course, but you have that opportunity to do so and support the channel if you'd like to in that way. All right. So before we get into it, it's time to bring on my guests. I thought it would be a fun stream tonight to have some company, and along with all of you in the chat, of course. So got a couple of familiar names. One is a newer name, but I think you guys are going to become, if you're not already, familiar with her for sure. But I'm going to go back old school OG and bring on a couple of guys that I've known for at least 2 years now at minimum, maybe even longer. And they are great content creators. But even beyond that, they're just really great friends. They're really great people. They're solid guys. And I'm just really glad to have them back, because it's been a while and it's going to be fun. So first of all, I'm going to bring on a fellow here who provided me with the exclusive images on the filming scene, or I should say set, if you will, location for Scream 7. You guys all know about the pictures now I posted that were exclusive. No one had released them out yet, including the first images of Ghostface. All of these amazing things. He could have done it himself on his own channel, and it would have been great, and I would have been there for it all the way. But you know what he did? He had the kindness in his heart that he wanted to share them exclusively with me. And I think it just blew my mind, and I was so excited. And he's like, man, I want you to have these. And it's just, just generous, just so generous. And I'm so thankful that I can honestly say, look, I don't toot my own horn. You guys know me at all, but I am proud that I can say one thing. I was the first channel content creator to release the images of Ghostface from Scream 7. And that's a first. And you can, I mean, that's not even hyperbole. That's the real deal. And I may never, ever have an opportunity to say that again. So I'm going to say it because I'm so proud of that. And it was all because of this guy. Please welcome, you know him, the bearded one himself, Eric from the Bearded Entertainment. What is up, bro?
What's up, buddy? It's kind of crazy. Like talking about that, I was like, it's weird to think about. Like Scream 7 is about to be a huge hit. It is. It's going to be a huge hit.
Yes, I think
and
so.
It's like first person to break photos of Ghostface on set.
Mm-hmm. On
that
set.
is. I mean, I got to see it in person, so like I was totally cool with that. I was totally cool giving you the photos. Like you have a huge channel. I want you to have that success. And but like seeing it in person, seeing Ghostface walk around that corner when you're not expecting it I never thought I would get to see that in real life. And I can't wait to watch the movie now to see that scene. Yeah. And just like, oh my God, anyways, thank you for having me for this, man. I obviously you're a huge Stu fan from the drop. That's how I found your channel in the first place several years ago, dude.
That's right.
It was right after 5 came out. I was scrolling through Scream 5 videos, and one of your Stu videos came up, and I watched it, and I was like, yeah, this guy knows what's up. And yeah, the rest is history, as they say.
It is. Well, man, that's awesome, bro. I it's so glad to know you all this time and spend a lot of time with you on streams and phone calls and just just being good friends. And
yeah, dude, it's a pleasure to be your friend. I'm very happy that I get to call you friend.
Oh, same, brother. I feel the same. So cool. So guys, Eric is here, and of course I know you're all saying hello in the chat and giving him a warm welcome. Appreciate that. And real quick, before I bring on my next two guests, I do want to say a blanket hello to the chat, because we are over 40 people and the stream is growing. So I won't be able to call you all out by name like I sometimes always try to do. But for the sake of time and my guest time and all of your time too, I just want to say a blanket hello. But I do promise you this. I'm looking at your names, okay? So I'm literally scrolling through the chat box as we speak. And I do see your super chats, guys. I'm coming. And I just want to say, I know that you're here, okay? So don't think I'm ignoring you or that I don't see you, all right? I see all of you here that have left a message. All right. So thank you for that. And I do want to say thanks to Julie as my moderator tonight. Please give her a round of applause in the chat if you would. She's working hard, and she'll be working hard with us the whole way through as Julie moderates the chat. Thank you, Julie, for being here and being also a wonderful person. I love streaming with you, and I love your amazing work as a moderator that you give and donate your time to. It's wonderful. And I thank you for that. So show some love to Julie, guys. Please let her know you love her and appreciate her keeping the chat in bounds to the way I want it to be and keeping it friendly and respectful. All right. Next up, another OG, and I'll be anxious to hear how he found my channel again. And we haven't talked about that specifically in a long time. But guys, he's a great guy as well. You know him. If you've been here for a long time, you know him already. You'll recognize him immediately. And if you don't know him, then definitely you're going to want to subscribe to his channel. And Julie's putting links up for each guest, and we'll be doing that throughout the night so you guys can subscribe. Please welcome, it's Destin from Destination Station. There he is. What's up, bro?
What's up, buddy? How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing real good, and I'm so glad that you could make it tonight, man, for the Stu stream.
Yeah, man. Thank you for the invite. This is like getting the band back together, you know? Like
it really
is.
It's
kind of nostalgic whenever you told me who was going to be on here. I was like, like this was like the OG when we started our Scream channels, you know?
That's right.
And
it sure
was
is.
just, I was actually looking for my Stu robe before this stream, but I had no
I was
idea
wondering if you were gonna have it on, man.
I know.
Dude, so
I
really
looked
quick,
everywhere.
sorry to
I think it's like in my garage or something. In a box.
Oh, dang.
So maybe next time.
I'm staying with my cousins right now, and we every so often we'll do movie night where we just like stay up and we'll turn on a movie. For some reason, my cousin's wife last night was like, "Hey, we should watch Scream tonight," and I'm like, "Say less." So I just watched it last night, and I'm like, so ready to talk about this right now.
So great, and it doesn't matter how many times you see it; it's just amazing every time. Yeah.
It never gets old. It never goes out. Like, and
Yeah,
it's
that's right.
there's just always little things you're catching too, and it's man, favorite movie, favorite franchise.
I say it's like a perfectly paced movie. You know, like
100%.
there's no really downtime, and instead of it having like 3 acts, there's like 2. Like there's like the first 45 minutes of like getting to know the characters and some kills, and then the next half is at the party. So it's like there's no really like middle part of that movie. It's just like it just keeps going and building.
Wes just builds it up the entire way. You're right. Well, guys, let me bring on our final guest tonight. Now, she's newer to the channel. I've had her on though a couple of times, 2 or 3 times now, and I enjoy talking Scream with her and watching Scream movies with her. Please welcome, guys. She's staying up very late. It's like 1:30 a.m. for her. She's staying up late to be here tonight, and I appreciate it. It is M from Horror Her. Hey, what's up, M?
Thank you so much for having me on. How's it going?
It's going great. You're very welcome to be here, and glad you could were willing to stay up so late tonight to be a part of the show.
No, anytime. It's the only thing I'll probably stay up this late for. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, see, I'm honored. Thank you. That means a lot. Seriously, it does. Oh, that's so great. Well, guys, listen, we're gonna have fun. We're over 50 people in the chat. It's continuing to grow. It's going to be an amazing stream. Just want to remind everyone before we start getting into content that it is, it's stew night. It literally is. It's not Saturday night. It's stew night, and so. Stew ticket. That's right. That's what I said. Stew Train tickets are available right now. Newly designed Stew Train tickets are available for just a $5 super chat. That's it. And I will send it to you through your email, Instagram, X account, whichever you want. And you can print it out, use it on your phone as a background. People have done that. It's on their desktop or laptop backgrounds. There's numerous ways. You can do anything you want with it. You can print it out, frame it. People have done that. They sit pictures. So there it is, guys. It's Killer Stew Train ticket. If you want to officially say you're on the Stew Train, well, you got to have a ticket, right, Dustin? You got to have a ticket to be on the train. So let's make it official because who am I, guys? I'm the self-professed conductor of...
Conductor.
That's
the Stew Train.
Yeah.
Do you still have this thing?
I do.
You still have the train,
yes.
right? Okay, yeah.
Of course.
I haven't seen it. I forgot the like the video of him signing it was in there, and I was like, oh man, that was such a trip.
That was amazing. I'm so glad that was.
Bearded, wasn't I with you when you got it signed?
That was at Texas Frightmare, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
He was like guarding that with his life, just like walking around.
I bet.
Oh, of course I was. I put a lot of time into that, like designing and printing that thing. That was
man.
And I've gotten a lot better now, so I kind of want to do a new one, like with different features and stuff.
I won't turn you down. That's for sure. I'll take that any day, man. But that's right, guys. Stew Train tickets are $5. Send a super chat saying, hey, I want a Stew Train ticket. Or you can gift one. To someone in the chat, you can say, hey, you know what? I've got a Stew Train ticket, but I want to gift one to X person. And just put let me know in the chat or in your super chat who it is. And I will get them that ticket for you on your behalf. All right, guys. So it seems appropriate to me, before we get to the super chats, it seems appropriate to me before we do that we let Matthew Lillard do a little talking first. And let's see what he says about returning to the franchise now that, of course, now we know it's verified he's coming back in Scream 7. It's not even a theory anymore. But let's hear what Matthew, because I like hearing his own words on this. So let's do this, guys. Here we go. It is Stu Macher himself, Matthew Lillard. Crank it up. Better way to get into it than with that, guys. Right there.
I thought you were going to show a different clip.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were going to show the clip at the convention, like more recently. I thought that's what you were about.
No, I know what you're talking about. But no,
Yeah.
I did not do that. I decided I'm going to go with my old. It was kind of an old school night, so
Yeah,
I'm going to.
yeah.
You know what? Kind of keeping with the theme that we're all feeling here. But good guess though. Very good
Well, I
guess.
was thinking about it because I was like, at that point, did he know he was going to be in it?
Oh yeah, I think 100%.
Because he's like, even if I
personally.
was, I would lie to you. And
Right.
I was like,
I would lie
bet
to you.
I bet he
Yeah.
knew. I bet he was lying right to that interviewer's face.
Totally. I totally believe it. Yeah, I think 100%. All right, guys, here we go. This is exciting. So let me get to some really important things. Channel membership anniversaries. Hey, look here. Jen Werner, a member for 32 months, guys.
That's
Come
awesome.
on, man. Isn't that amazing? I'm credible, Jen. I'm so thankful for your support and your faithfulness, Jen. Jen is an OG, and when I say OG, she was one of the first 5 subscribers to this channel. That's how far we go back. So thank you, Jen. And she says, Stu, absolutely. All right. Appreciate you, Jen. And speaking of anniversaries, Jeff Hill is 13 months this month. Wow, already over a year you've been a channel member at a Cravenite. Thank you, Jeff. 13 months. Wow, already. Let's keep going. It's hard to believe it's been that long, isn't it? It's crazy. Thank you, brother. All right. We've got one more channel anniversary, I believe. Then we got some super chats, guys, and then we're gonna get into it. Kyle over at Flet's Movies and Pop Culture 13. He's been a channel member for 14 months, man. Thank you so much, Kyle. Appreciate your support. He says, hey, Craven Horror, Destin, Eric, hope you're doing well. Love you guys. Well, all right. Well, we appreciate you. Thank you, Kyle. Yes. And I just have to say this real quick. Jeff Hill, speaking of members, Jeff Hill is gifted a membership tonight to the channel. Thank you, Jeff. We're always looking to expand the community. And Jeff says, I want to help this grow even more. And so I'm not sure who got that because I'm going to have to scroll up quite a bit. But if you got that, it's in the chat. If you got that membership, be sure and thank Jeff. All right. Let him know you appreciate it. And I appreciate you, Jeff, for doing that and growing the community. And speaking of that as well, Jen Warner has gifted 5 memberships, guys. Whoa, 5 new members are now Cravenites in this community. And I appreciate you, Jen. Thank you so much for doing that, supporting the channel, always wanting to help the channel grow, and you always have. And I just want to thank you, Jen. You're amazing, and I appreciate you. And I know you know that. We chat a lot, but I just want to remind you, okay? Thank you so much. Okay, guys, be sure and thank Jen if you're one of the 5 that got the gifted membership. And hey, we got Jen says, I'm not done yet. I want that new Stu Train ticket. She said, I only have the original. I need the new one. Jen, you got the Stu Train ticket. You got it. $5 super chat. All you need to do now, Jen, is just do me a huge favor. Send me a message on Instagram or X or through email and just say, hey, we're going to redeem my super chat. Just take it, because despite how everyone may think, I don't have a memory made of solid gold. Okay, so there's a lot going on. So please send me a note and say you want to redeem for your ticket. I'll send it to you. So there it is. That's it, guys. The Stu Train ticket. There it is. Jen just picked up. You can as well. And let me get back to, here we go for your $5 super chat. Thank you, Jen. Oh, also, Talking Star Wars wants a Stu Train ticket. There we go. Also, imagine if they dropped the trailer on your birthday, Steven. Oh, my gosh. Because my birthday is December 5th. Could you imagine? Because that's not unrealistic.
I feel like we'll have one before that, don't you think?
Well, there's usually 2, right? There's the teaser.
Yeah,
and there's the full trailer. So, hey, look. Either one on my birthday would be incredible. I would be so stoked.
Because it's coming out
February 27th. Yep. So it's plausible.
Oh, that's very plausible.
All right. Yeah, man. Talking Star Wars, thank you again. Do this. I'm asking you to do the same. Message me, please, on Instagram, X, or email, craving@gmail.com, and I will get you your ticket. Thank you so much. All right. I'm just making sure real quick. Mayanne has an anniversary, 22 months as a Cravenite. Thank you, May. She says, get on the Stu train. Yes, I'm watching and listening. Hit that like button, everyone. Thank you so much, May. I appreciate you. You're so amazing and you're so faithful. And she's also one of my moderators, guys. So she's really great. I appreciate that membership support. It really helps the channel, May. And it's great having you here. So we got May in the chat as well. All right. I do see Oliver and Jeff's super chats. I'm going to get to you in just 1 second. But before we do, I want to throw out one theory, and then we're going to go back to the chat, and we'll use my super chats line up first, and then we'll go to their theories. But hey, Scott, my buddy Scott over at Raptor Sports and Movies. What's up, dude? Good to see you here, bro. He's just launched a brand new channel. I've been working with him to do what we can to help make it a successful channel. I think it will be. So Scott, great to see you. And my Maz, if you would put a link to Raptor Sports and Movies, just click his channel. I would love for you to do that, and let's get him some more subs, guys, because we're at basically 60 people here, and I would love for you guys to go and subscribe to my guests, of course, Destination Station, Beard Entertainment, her links in the chat, and also for Scott over at Raptor Sports, getting ready to do his first full video soon. So, all right. Having said that, guys, I'm going to throw out some theories tonight, and I want you guys to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. The chat's going to talk about it. And we probably won't get to all 8 of them, but we might. We'll see how the night goes. So here's what we're going to talk about, guys. What ways could Stu Macher return in Scream 7? All right. And a real quick shout out to my buddy Marcus. I shot him 6 times. Good to see you, bro. It's my terrible Loomis impression.
I thought it was spot on personally. You did great.
Thank you, Em.
Yeah, I thought you looked great.
Well, I appreciate the support, guys. That's great. Great to see you here, buddy. Marcus, good to have you, bud. So here we go. I'm going to throw one out. The first one I'm going to throw out is that, let's see. Okay, here's one that's real popular. People are talking about. Stu will be seen in a flashback scene, and I've even talked about this, and take us back to when it all started. Scream 7 could take us back to Maureen, which I'm a big fan of having a flashback with Roman and Stu and Billy going back to the Maureen murder. So let's talk about this, guys, in terms of him just returning as in a flashback, nothing else. What do you guys think? I'm going to open it up with M, and we'll go around the table, and then I'll give you my thoughts, and then we'll go to the chat. So M, what do you think?
It's one of the ways I would prefer to see Stu come back.
Okay.
To be fair, I thought when Matthew announced that he was coming back, I thought either a flashback or a video footage of that night. Which I think would be quite interesting to see. So I think that's probably one of the most realistic ways for me personally that he could come back, and one that I would enjoy very much to watch.
Okay, so M's on board with the flashbacks. Destin, what do you think about this theory of if we only get Stu as a flashback scene or scenes?
If we only get him, I want him more than just that, but I do want this. I've always invited this idea of a flashback scene of seeing the Maureen Prescott murder, whether it be like the opening scene. I mean, there are rumors out there that this opening scene is supposed to be like really intense and wild. Yeah. So I don't know if that's what we're going to get at the opening of this. But if you do that, like, I want just a little bit more. I don't want just that, I feel like there's got to be more to chew on there. It would be a great addition to see it. I want Stu alive, I don't want them just in a flashback scene. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. I think it can be done, even though that the Scream franchise isn't known for flashbacks. That I don't think they ever do it.
No, not yet.
But they could. I mean, I think this is the time to, if you're ever going to do it now and kind of connect some stuff, you know. But yeah, I like the idea. I just want more than just a flashback scene. I want
Gotcha. So
Stu
you're
in the
on board.
present.
Yeah. Okay. So you're on board for flashbacks, but you want more. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Eric. What do you think about the idea of flashbacks in this movie? Getting you some new information from the past.
I love the idea of a flashback. I mean, I'm right there with Dustin. I do want like new Stu. Like I want to see like a current Stu. I want to see him alive. However, one thing if you do get him in a flashback, we're gonna get Stu as he was in the OG, which is we love that Stu. And to be fair, if we do get new Stu and he's alive, we can't say for certain how he's gonna be because characters grow, characters change. So if we get him in just a flashback, we know what we're getting, which is great.
Okay.
I'm one of very few people I've talked to about this who do not want to see Marine's murder. Like I would love to see a flashback of them all meeting, and maybe the murder isn't like it's implied, like we know that's what they're going to do. I don't want to see the murder. I don't know. Like I want that mystery to remain there because I don't think there's just seeing in part 3 the set was set up from her murder scene.
Yes.
Just that made my imagination go crazy. And there's nothing they could film and show in a rated R movie that's as bad as what I imagined happened in that room. And I would rather keep it that way.
Okay. All right. I respect
I would
that
love
too.
I'd love a flashback, but I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that murder.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, guys. So I'll weigh in on this one. I think it's no big mystery if you've been a part of this channel at any minute, any amount of time. I am a Stu truther. I am an OG Stu truther. I'm going back to the original Scream movie, and I saw in theaters, and it revolutionized my life. It changed my life, and I'm not even exaggerating. Like, you guys know, if you've been here, you know the passion I have for this franchise and for Stu Macher. And I would love flashbacks. I've been talking about flashbacks as well since they announced he was coming back. And I want to go back and get new information. I want to see new information in flashbacks, either the Maureen situation going back to the beginning, or I would love to see a Scream 3 timeline where in the flashback he's with Roman and we find out that he's there assisting Roman. He's one of the accomplices. Maybe him and Angelina both were accomplices. I still hold right now that it's Angelina, but they could reveal to us that he was there. He was alive. He is alive. He was there helping Roman in that situation. And I think that could be interesting to see in a flashback. And same with Dewey, because Dewey is here too. I know we were talking about Stu, but anything we see that's a flashback, I got you, Eric. Anything we see that's a flashback, I want to get new information. I want to learn something that we did not know going into that theater, right? Destin, what did Randy say on the video in Scream 3? Remember? Put you on the spot. Where he talked about trilogies and all that stuff.
It's always about going back to the past and revealing something that you thought was true that it's not.
It's not. That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy. Sorry about putting you on the spot.
Oh,
That's right.
dude, you're good. You're good. I was just looking at Bearded's ET finger.
Oh, I know.
But I wanted to add to the whole flashback thing before we move on, if I can.
Yeah.
If they do take that approach, I don't want to see that without seeing Cotton Weary involvement. I want to see it from Sydney's perspective, why she thought it was him. And
going back to the Marines situation, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That's good.
I'll shut up.
No. That's good. That's good. And Eric, I'm going to get to you, buddy. I just want to finish my thought real quick. I'm coming. So basically, I want to learn new information. That's what I'm hoping for. And anything in a flashback scene that reveals Stu is alive post Scream 1, I would be thrilled, because if we see him alive in flashbacks of Scream 3, then guess what? We know where he is. We know he's still with us, and this show ain't over yet. So that's where I stand on flashbacks. I want flashbacks, but I also want more. Eric, go ahead, buddy.
You just pick. I mean, you just brought up exactly what I was thinking about, because I'm pretty sure we're all in the mindset of when we think flashback, we're assuming flashback to Scream 1. I would love to see, and I know Destin would. No, not Destin. Marcus would love to see this too. I've always maintained that if there's this cult of Ghostface, Stu's the leader, obviously. What if there's a flashback of Stu with Charlie and Jill, part 4?
Oh my god!
Wow!
Oh,
just saying,
bro.
All right, now we can really have fun. Destin's gone.
Oh man, you're overcooking my grits.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, we officially opened it up now.
I'm just saying that would do so much, because I and we talked about this, Craven. There's ways to logically link Stu to every movie.
Yeah.
And I think that would be awesome if we got a flashback. But you picked that point right up, and I was like, if you see a flashback with him and any character who wasn't in part 1, we know he's still alive.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. That's it, man. And I just think there's so much potential regarding Stu Macher in this movie. So great comments, everyone. Let's go to the chat. I've got some super chats that have been sent in. I want to get to them because I've always promised ahead of the line, but we'll do some super chats and then we'll go back to some of the theories I'm going to talk about with you guys tonight. Oliver sending in a $10 super chat. Thank you, Oliver. Bro, that's so kind of you, man. Says, good to see you, Destin and Eric. It should be a fun night. Oh, yeah. My theory is that Tatum is Ghostface, okay, trained by Stu. You'll see Stu in a flashback at the beginning, then at the end by phone call. So Oliver, let me clarify to make sure that I'm tracking. You're saying that when you say Tatum, I'm assuming you're talking about obviously Tatum today, Sydney's daughter in the movies in high school, the oldest daughter, Tatum. And
okay,
so yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I wanted to clarify that. I think I'm 98% sure it's what you're talking about. So because I've had theories, and Oliver, we've talked about on these streams, we have theories about how, even I did a video even on it just 3 days ago. If Tatum is a ghost face, and possibly because he's learned from Leslie Macher and Leslie's child, or daughter or son who's in high school with her, they reveal it and brainwash her. There's all kinds of, check out the video. It goes on for a while, but the point is this: that is interesting, because if Stu is there, and Leslie Macher is indeed Anna Camp, which is who could be the next door neighbor right down the street, then who knows? You could have Stu and Leslie together, sister and brother, and son or daughter of Leslie. So that would be his nephew, and they recruit Tatum. I think it's plausible at this point. We could always dig into the weeds to vet it out more, but I think just at a higher level, I think you're onto something. And we see Stu in the flashback. I love that. And then at the end of the movie, by phone call, I'm down with that. What do you guys think? Let me start this time with. Let's start with Eric. We'll go in the reverse order as last time. What do you think about this theory? I think Oliver's got some good ideas here.
I'm going to refrain from commenting on this one.
Okay. All right.
And I think you probably know why, Stephen.
I do. I do. I know.
I will say,
right.
I cannot dismiss it as a theory.
No, not at all.
I don't want that, if I'm being honest, because like fine. Killjoy Jake kept saying with 6, I want it to be something original, and we've already had part 4, which is a family member of Sydney going after her for whatever reason. I will say I want something that we haven't thought of, that we haven't,
Okay.
that we can't see coming. And
Gotcha.
like I said, I can't dismiss this as a theory, but if I'm being honest,
Yeah.
I don't want another family member of a past victim or a past ghost face. I want something a little different than that. So that's what I'll say about it. But
yeah,
I can't dismiss it.
Well, and one thing I'm going to add on, I'm so sorry we're talking in code, guys, but we really have to, without revealing a huge spoiler that Eric has saw when he was on set. So all I'm going to say, Eric, is I know why you're saying that, but here's another thought. That does not necessarily mean, oh my gosh, how do I, you know what I'm saying? Like
I don't know, man. I saw some stuff.
Okay. All right. I know. It's very convincing. So anyway, we'll leave it there. Sorry, guys. We'll stop talking in codes. That's no fun for anybody but Eric and I. So, Destin, thoughts on the theory? What do you think?
I'm not really a fan of it either. I feel like it's like a been there, done that, but we kind of have been there, done that with a couple of Screams now. And I hope that they're doing something fresh with this one. I want the writing to be as sharp as the first two.
Okay.
I want it to feel like, I want it to be old school Kevin Williamson. Like I want something very shocking when it comes to the motive and the killers. I really don't want her daughter to be a killer anyways, because I just feel like that could like prolong the franchise. Like you could just keep going with it and keep building upon it. I don't know. It didn't work really with Jill as far as financially. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that love Jill as a killer.
Oh,
I think it was
awesome.
great. I thought it was a cool reveal, even though it was like ruined for me before I saw the movie.
It tainted it for you. I know.
It tainted it for me. Yeah, a little bit. But I just still, I want something. It doesn't, I don't know. Like, I want my killers, and when they're revealed and it's the motive, I want it to feel as dark as Billy Loomis did in that first movie. As serious. You knew he meant business. I don't want my killers being cartoony and over the top, So
Sure.
and honestly, Isabel May, I think that's the actress's name that's playing too.
It is.
Fantastic actress. I think she's great in everything I've seen her in. I think she's a leading lady, and I'm hoping this really puts her on the map. So,
yeah, man, good feedback. Appreciate you sharing your thoughts. I mean, it's you make some good points. One thing I will just add to the family thing, though, I see this as a little different, although similar. I will admit that. But one thing about this that takes it for me to the next level, if they went this way, is this is Sydney's own daughter. I mean, it's not a cousin. This is her own daughter. She's raised her whole life into being a teenager now in high school. And I don't think how it could get much darker than her own daughter trying to kill her mother. That's dark, y'all. Let's be honest. I think we all agree that's a dark move. And so that's the only thing I'm going to add in, just a little 2 cents on that, is just, I think it's a little different than Jill because of that, because of who she is. But I understand the idea about family, the relative. I do understand there and how it would be similar to that. It would. But to me, it carries more weight because this is her own daughter. I mean, can you imagine how heartbroken? I mean, she wasn't really, I don't think she really associated with Jill very much. But when you see your own daughter do this to you, or your own kid you've raised, oh my gosh. To me, that's just kind of a darker level for me. But just my thoughts. I wanted to toss it on that because we're going to go to M now. M, how do you feel about the theory?
Okay, so I know one thing that we've heard about Scream 7 and Sydney's particular role is that she's going to be more vulnerable than what we've seen her, which if obviously Tatum was, assuming that's her name, was to be the killer, it wouldn't affect her as much because we'd see that towards the end. I think what I'd prefer to see with Tatum's role is to see Sydney lose her in a different way within death, because I think that would bring out the vulnerability in Sydney that she had in the first movie with the reflections of losing her mother. I think that would bring a more interesting aspect to it with regards to that character.
Okay. Okay. Yep. I mean, good points as well. I mean, I think we all would agree, at least right now, that it is actually it's very plausible that it could happen in some way. But I think if they end up doing this, you're going to have to really write it well. I mean, it's going to be written so good to where we could look at that, and even though their similarities are there from Jill, that we could say, you know what? Yeah, but dang, like Destin, bro, what they did there, Eric, or Well, can you believe that? Like, it's got to be that kind of story for me, to do that. But Oliver, thank you for sitting in the super chat. It's a great theory to talk about and discuss, and I love everyone giving their feedback. It's so fun. And I've said it many times. This is my favorite part before a Scream movie, because we can talk about theories till we're blue in the face, and they're all possible for the most part. And once the movie comes out, the theories are over. Now it's going to be a theory of what we're going to take from 7 and work to 8, and a whole new set of stuff. But anyway, appreciate you, buddy, very much, Oliver, and thanks for the support. We got another super chat I want to get to real quick. Jeff Hill sending in $10 as well. Thank you. Huge support for the channel, Jeff. Thanks, buddy. My theory is I think Stu hid in the dark for a long time behind the scenes. He, before Roman died, okay, I think he learned everything from Roman, took it over as a mastermind, and he's waiting for the right time. Ooh. Now, this is interesting, because if we got flashbacks to Scream 3 and it's Stu with Roman, we could literally see Stu not taking, quote, taking notes. I mean, basically seasoning himself to be in that role that Roman was as the mastermind. And Roman gets killed in the movie, of course, as we know. I mean, he probably wasn't planning on that, but Stu then takes the mantle, if you will. And I think we have connections, like Eric, you said it. We could draw some connections to 4, definitely 5, and definitely 6 in my mind are big overtures towards Stu Macher being alive. So, Em, I'm going to reverse again. I'm going to put you up first. I know you're not a huge fan of him being a living character, which is why one of the reasons I want to bring you on, just for a little different perspective. But what would you think about this if they flash back and we see him learning from Roman to basically take over the mantle and moving forward?
I wouldn't. Okay, this is one of those, like you said, I'm not the biggest fan of him being alive. I love Stu. He is one of my favorite killers in the franchise. But if they made it make sense, I wouldn't have a big issue with it. That's the whole thing with me. They can't just do 5 and 6. To me, felt very fan fiction. And just to hint into what Eric said earlier, I want to see that same Stu that we had in the first one. When you bring characters back after such a long time, it can ruin that character. I mean, even Kirby was brought back in 6, and people didn't like seeing the way that Kirby had developed. That's what I fear most. But I do think it would be very interesting to see Stu working with Roman, and the Roman's impact on the actual franchise as a whole, rather than just the one movie.
Right.
So it would be interesting, an interesting route to go down. I wouldn't say no to it if they did it right.
Okay. Hey, and guys, again, this is someone who's not a big fan of the Stu being alive, but even Em is admitting if they really write it well, she's on board with it. She could be on board with it. So, Destin, what do you think about this, man? What do you think?
I mean, Em, you made like great points. Like, I kind of fear for that too. I really do. The writing would have to make sense. I would like to see a little bit, if we are going to connect that, a little bit of him being alive, present time. I would like to see that he did have some sort of connection in the third film, just for Kevin Williamson to say, hey, he was originally supposed to be there. Like he kind of plugs him in a flashback scene of him and Roman kind of orchestrating together. And I thought about this for a while, and I was going to tell you about it, Craven. Wouldn't it be crazy? Because I know a lot of people, I know originally Angelina was supposed to be the second killer.
Yep.
But let's be honest, she was sloppy. She dropped the mask in the bathroom.
Yep.
She just almost like was too much of a red herring to where it was like I didn't believe that she could be one. But she got killed or allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
What if they tied it in to where Stu actually killed her in that hallway because she was sloppy and she was going to get caught? And was like, I think that would be interesting.
Ooh. So we see the body of Angelina being dragged off the stairwell, and then we now have a new scene where Stu's like telling her she's alive still because she's supposed to, she's an accomplice.
Yeah.
And Stu's like, you can't keep being a part of this, and he just tears her up.
Yep.
That's interesting. I like
Yeah, man.
that. That's a cool idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about that. I was like, because she was like, come on, she was too much for red herring. She was being sloppy. She dropped the mask. She was in the bathroom with Sydney. She just couldn't,
right?
You know, they couldn't trust her. She couldn't do the job.
Ooh, that's interesting, Destin. I like it. I like that twist. Eric, what do you think, man?
I love the behind the scenes with him and Roman. We talked and we talked a long time ago and recently when we were on the phone about it. I'm a fan of Roman assisting Stu in like faking his death, getting out. I firmly believe Roman, and you agreed, was in Woodsboro during the events of the first one. The grocery or the not grocery store, but the convenience store,
right?
Ghostface and the Ghostface like right outside of, is it Sydney's house or Tatum's house?
Tatum's house. Tatum's house. That's right in the bushes.
It doesn't make sense for it to be Billy or Stu. They've already been like they're already suspects, so it wouldn't make sense for them to run around in a Ghostface costume. But if it was Roman, no one knows who he is. But it makes sense that he would want to be there as a director to watch things happen, to watch things unfold. So I think it would be awesome to see Roman helping Stu get out of Woodsboro after the events of the first one, and to have those behind the scenes of like them working together up to part 3.
Yes,
would love that.
Ooh, man, all my Stu spin. I don't have Spidey senses. I have Stu senses. And all of my Stu senses are going off the map with all this talk and theory. This is great. Oh, are you having a good time on the panel? Are you at least having fun? Our first hour here, are we having a good time?
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
Great.
It's been way too long.
It has.
I'm having a wonderful time. I do want to say something. I do want to bring up and sorry to interrupt or like mess up the flow, but M, what you were saying about Herbie's character coming back and people not liking it, 100% agree. Her character, I don't think it was different in the right way. Like you can tell she grew, but she didn't. I don't know. It was that. But what I look to is Dewey. Dewey's growth and how different he was in part 5 versus part 1 is amazing. And I kind of want to see what that growth would look like for Stu. I 100% agree. It could ruin it and like completely alter our view of Stu Macher. It's just, for me, it's worth that gamble.
Yeah.
That's a fair enough comment.
Yeah. And it does make sense. And I didn't think about it a little earlier, but you're right. I mean, I don't know anyone. I haven't talked to anyone in the community yet that has said that Dewey's performance in 5 was just awful. Even, that he was so different. Everybody I've talked to, including in my own opinion, I think that was arguably, because it's all subjective, it's not a big deal, but arguably that was his best performance in 5 of the whole franchise. I
agree.
You agree? I mean, yeah, he was, even though he was this radically different guy, he was not the ice cream eating, bubbly guy. But you know what? We were on board with it because it was so well done.
And his core was still there. He's still the character like every other movie who is willing to put himself in harm's way to protect others.
That's right.
That's true. But I'm just going to say one quick thing. I'm sorry. I don't want to. I think the reason it worked so well is because we had seen his journey in the previous installments. And I think this is the risk that you
True.
take with bringing Stu back alive. We haven't seen what he's been doing, and flashbacks
Right.
can only say so much. That he
Yeah.
could be completely different to what people want, and that's my main concern. I would love to see him as he was, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 pence in
That's
there.
valid. It's a valid
It's
point.
very valid. But you know what they could do, and this
What
is
could
just
they
me
do?
wanting so much more Stu. You do this, right? He's a living character now, and then we get like a spinoff, like 5 to 6 episode series following Stu from '96 until
Oh.
25.
Dude.
Just
I like
Stu
that.
behind the scenes and what I'm just saying.
Man, I got
Y'all
pass
y'all
out.
want to hit me up? I got some ideas.
I love it, man. That's awesome, guys. Jeff, thank you so much for the great theory. It really got some great discussion here. I know you in the chat, you guys are talking a lot about it amongst yourselves, and yeah, that was awesome. And you know what? It's time to do a little super chat because we haven't done a super chat clip tonight. I think it's time that we acknowledge with some clips. So let's see here, guys. And Destin, you know, sometimes we look forward to the future and what inventions can be made, right, to make our lives easier, right? Sometimes we just want to say, well, you know, why couldn't I have a chair that I could sit in, a comfy chair, and just get some motion and movement with the chair? Or better yet, why couldn't I have some kind of a companion to walk my dog, like a robot or something? Well, that question was taken practically by this fella right here. Here we go.
Here's the perfect invention for Ben himself. An easy chair for the guy who just can't sit still. Aroth is 6 feet 8 inches tall, weighs 275 pounds, and even has a small vocabulary.
Let's go, Benji. Come on, Benj. Let's go.
He is, however, a
at this.
domestic and so has a
Pull
difficult
the
time
dog
with
in
the
the
great
grass.
outdoors. That's the first time we've ever seen a dog curb.
What? I've never seen that before. You're muted, Bearded.
Dude,
I got no clue what's going on. I was so confused.
What was the robot saying? I couldn't understand
he
it.
says, "Let's go, Benji. Come
Oh.
on, Benji."
Is he trying to get Benji to pee?
Yes.
I thought it was going to tip over in the grass.
I know. Well, it would have. I guarantee you
Yeah.
that woman ran out there really fast. Like, oh, you know. Oh gosh. So there you go. So you know, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. Marty McFly, Back to the Future. There you go. Oh my gosh. Okay. Man. Oh geez. All right. So guys, keep your super chats coming. I see them. In fact, here's a couple of quick ones I'll get to. Hey, it's our friend Kirsten with Kirsten Marie. What is up? Another of the old school, guys. Isn't this crazy? I love this. You know, Stu brings the whole family together. Stu Macher, you know, we just gravitate like we did to his character. Kirsten says, I need that Stu train ticket. Absolutely. Kirsten, please send me a message on Instagram or X or email and just say, hey, redeem me my ticket. You know, whatever. I will get it to you promptly. Thank you so much for the support to the channel as well. I really appreciate it. And guys, if you're joining, we are over 70 people now. A lot of new people are joining. If you are here and you're like, what is he talking about? What are they talking about? A Stu train ticket? Yeah, there is an official, because I'm the self-professed conductor of Stu Train. And I also have the exclusive official Stu Train ticket. You can't get it anywhere else. This ticket will only cost you a $5 super chat, and I will send it to you virtually so that you can print it out, frame it, use it as your background on your laptop, your desktop, on your phone. You can put it on your wall. You can do anything you want to do with it. Multiple. You can do it all, actually. It's just a $5 super chat. And that will allow you to say, I'm officially on the Stu Train, because that's the official ticket that will get you on board for Scream 7. So send me in a super chat for $5. Say, I want a Stu Train ticket, just like Kirsten did, and you will get one virtually after the stream is over. All right. So there it is. And of course, the ticket at the banner at the bottom is a reminder as well for you. All right, Kirsten, thank you. You will get your ticket very soon. Just send me that message. I appreciate it. And do we have anyone else winning a ticket? You know what? We actually do. And I'm going to get to you in just a moment, but I want to go in order. One more super chat. Then we're going to take a break from the super chats. Keep them coming in. Don't worry. I'm going to get to all of you. You're not lost. I haven't forgotten you. And then we'll get to another theory. But Stella G, what is up, Stella? Sending in $10 tonight. That is incredibly generous, man. I appreciate you, Stella. She says, I think we'll get recreated flashbacks of Stu playing a part, here we go, guys, in all the murders over the last 3 decades. We'll get them during the big reveal, and he'll appear with a surprise Sydney line. Yeah, I mean, I think we've been echoing this thought with Stella. Eric, I'm going to start with you and go in reverse order from last time.
That could very well happen, and I would not be upset at that at all. Wouldn't be upset if that's what happened. I kind of want, you know what? We'll wait. I'm sure we're going to get to a portion where we talk about our preferred theories. So I'm going to hold mine till then. I don't think anyone who wants Stu to be alive would be mad at this if they did it right. Mm-hmm. Like seeing Stu like behind the scenes helping Miss Loomis. Like it makes so much sense that Stu would go to Miss Loomis and help her like get revenge on the people who not only killed Billy, but let's not forget, like she almost killed Stu. Almost. That's right. Everyone watching, almost.
Absolutely.
So it makes so much sense, but helping Miss Loomis. And like, oh my God, if we got a scene between Mickey and Stu.
Oh, dude.
My head would explode.
Timothy Oliphant, Eric, comes back for a flashback unannounced.
Dude. Oh, God. That'd be top like 5 Scream moments of all time. Anyway, but yeah, seeing him help Miss Loomis, seeing him help Jill, seeing him help Roman, and like Amber. I don't know. We don't have to throw her in there, but I do. We go back, if we cut back to the Dewey, like the Dewey kill scene, and you see that mask come off and it's Stu underneath it. Oh God.
Hey, that's an Oscar winner right there, though.
She did win an Oscar, so
it doesn't change her character. I gotta say, that's the character is the same. Sorry, guys.
But
just kidding.
But yeah, if we got Dewey's death scene like from a different angle, then we see that mask come off and it's Stu underneath that mask.
Could you imagine?
Could you imagine the anarchy in the theater? Like, I wouldn't be mad at that at all. And if he comes back, there's going to be a surprise Sydney.
Got to, right, guys?
If he's a living character,
yes,
surprise Sydney's going to be said out loud.
I'm going to stop right there. Just that one point, guys. Don't give your thoughts on the theory. Just give me your thoughts on this. If Stu is alive in this movie, will we get the surprise Sydney line, or will it be "I still have a thing for you, Sid"?
Oh God!
Because to me, those are the two. Yeah, "I still have a thing for you, Sid" would be amazing as well. Tell me y'all's thoughts real quick on and Eric. Well, first of all, Eric, before we go to Destin, just tell me your thoughts only on that line. Which would you prefer? Surprise Sydney?
Do I have to pick one, or can I do both? Because I think it would be kind of cool. I think it would be kind of cool to get the surprise Sydney whenever he is revealed or something.
Okay.
But I think that if Sydney was given the final blow, the final stab to Stu, and she says, "Do you still have a thing for me?" Like while he's taking his last breath.
Oh.
Or something like that. Something like
Yeah.
that. I don't know. It could be a little different, just off the top of my head.
No, that's good. Eric, real quick, what do you think about that? I still have a thing for you, Sid, or surprise Sydney, or both.
So for me, I like surprise Sydney a little bit better because it's more ambiguous. I want that line to be delivered from a Ghostface who still has their mask on, because then, in your head you're like, that's Stu, but you're like, it could be anyone else. If they say, "I still got a thing for your Sid," it's Stu. Like
Right,
I want a little
that's
bit of that
true.
mystery to linger, to build. So like that surprise Sydney could be a real. So I prefer that one.
You're right. The ambiguity is there. So Destin, does that change anything for you, or do you still feel like you want to hear both?
I still kind of want both. I still
Yeah.
kind of want both. I feel like it's just like a closing thing. But I also, I kind of, when he is revealed, I've always pictured in my head. I don't know about y'all, but I've always pictured in my head that his reveal would always be in his house again. And I felt like that was a failed opportunity in 5.
Oh, don't
And,
get me started on that, dude.
and so like I'm just trying to like
Yeah.
think of like what type of setting, what type of reveal do I want him in? Because it's gotta. Yeah. Okay. I'm about to go into a whole nother.
Okay, no, fair enough. Oh,
Conversation.
that's all right. Yeah, no, it's cool. And I think, like you say, Destin, I'm fine if they do one or the other or both personally, because I do like what Eric said though about, and I'm coming to you. So hang on, but I love what Eric said about if he's in costume and he says, "I still have a thing for you, Sid," it is a reveal. And I the more I've been thinking about that the last like 2 minutes or and processing it, I don't want to see him in a costume giving that line because we're gonna know it's him. I want his reveal to be grand. So I'm with Eric on that, but I also am with Destin because I would like to hear both. So we'll have to wait and see. Em, do you have any thoughts on this? What are your feelings?
Okay, so if this was the case, and he's alive, I would personally want to hear both lines, but this is how I would prefer to hear them.
Okay.
So obviously, if they're going down a route of the cult of Ghostface, there could be numerous Ghostface there. It would be interesting to have somebody else, for me, say, surprise Sydney, another Ghostface, because it will throw her off and then she wouldn't be expecting. Then Stu takes off his mask and he's like, I still have a thing for you, Sid. That's what I would think would be quite cool.
Ooh, like a little bit of sleight of hand, if
Yeah.
you will. Okay. Eric, you want to add to that?
Can I add just a touch? Because thinking about it, if they did deliver, I still have a thing for you, Sid. This is exactly how I would want it. And I would want basically we're gonna have a reveal. If it's Stu's alive and he's the killer, we're gonna have our little villain monologue of like what happened, and he's gonna go through if he was involved all these years. I want Sydney to come back with like, why would you go through all that? Da 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 da. And did it just cuts to Stu and he's like, what can I say? I still got a thing for you, Sid. And just like fucking it, just go into it. Sorry, I didn't mean to curse, but
that's okay.
Something like that. Like
that one slide.
I would just lose it in the theater if that happened.
That gave me shivers. I like that.
I know, Em. I know, Justin. How about you, man? Would that be a sweet way to do it?
Yeah, that would be. That's
because there's really no other explanation as to why he would track her for like 20, other than just being crazy for like over 2 decades, and he's just like, I still got a thing for you, Sid.
It'd be funny. It'd be funny if like Sydney's like kicking his tail and kills him, and he's like, I'm over you. Like, I don't like you anymore.
My actual next question that I just thought of was, if he does deliver that line, should Sydney deliver the "in your dreams" line again?
Oh, yeah. You know what?
That was the last thing she said before she slammed that TV on his face.
That's right. In your dreams. Ooh. Or maybe she says, still in your dreams, or only in your dreams, something. Keep dreaming. There you go. That makes it new, but also ties in. Yeah. Good stuff. Stella, thank you so much for your generous super chat. And what a great idea. I love that. Thank you so much. And real quick, we're going to go to another super chat came in. I want to get another couple in, and we're going to go back to some theories. Oliver with $5. Thank you, brother. Scream should take a page out of Saw book and do multiple flashbacks to connect everything that's happened through the Scream timeline. Good idea. Good thought, because Saw 1, especially Saw really did a great job with current and then flashbacks taking up a lot of the movie time was flashbacks. So it's all worked. It was, in my opinion, it's a masterpiece from James Wan. It was amazing. What do you guys think about this? Em, I'm going to start with you this time again, and go upwards. Would you be okay with the movie having maybe 40% flashbacks?
I don't think I would, because it doesn't, for me, that's not Scream. So for me personally, I think it would throw me off a little bit more. I'd like to keep to the storyline going straight forward, but I do want to see flashbacks, but maybe not as much as you see them in the Saw movies.
Gotcha. All right, Destin, what are your opinion?
Multiple flashbacks. If it is something like that, I would like it to be during the reveal of him saying that I was always there, and kind of like going through, just like showing like him flipping the TV off his head and getting up, walking out, sneaking out the back, whatever. And then second one, they could kind of play into where, like he was at that party, at the sorority party. They could do that and just kind of play that in for a minute, and maybe him have an interaction with Mickey. That's a good opportunity for them to like go off to the side and say whatever. And third, killing Angelina, like I said. And then I don't know where you would fit them in 4, but I guess you could with Jill or Charlie. But y'all already know how I feel about 4. 5.
Yeah, incorrectly.
Okay. All right.
I'm
5,
kidding. I love you.
5. I think it would be really cool to see that he was actually there that entire time, like maybe in the attic, because if you recall in the first film, there was hanging Barbie dolls and stuff up in the attic. And,
yes, I do. That's right.
And that was like Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson's idea of like saying, "Hey, he's psycho. Why are there Barbie dolls up in the attic?" Wouldn't it be cool if he was just like up there at the top of the stairs and he sees Richie and Amber getting killed, and he's just like veers back to the attic or something, like he's like, "I'm not going down there. That's Billy's daughter." And but I always thought that it would be really cool if he like actually hung bodies instead of Barbie dolls and stuff, like hung bodies up in the attic. That would be cool.
Well, and look, and what happened in Scream 1? Casey Becker's hung on a tree. Principal Henry's hung at the goalpost. I mean,
I wish we could see that.
Which I do too.
Yeah.
But that's a great idea. And that's one of those subtle little things that Wes had in the movie. These dolls hanging down, they were creepy as heck. If you ever slow the frames down and just look at those creepy dolls, it's like, dude. So your theory is interesting too. Like, so maybe that's where he's hanging out, just like being just secretly living there. And that's, hey, why not? I mean, I think it could work, and I think it's the little hanging dolls speaks to Stu's mentality. I really believe that speaks to where he's at. Good stuff, man. Good one. Eric, what do you think about the multiple flashbacks versus maybe just 2 or 3?
I mean, I would be on board with multiple flashbacks. I don't want it to take up that much of the runtime though, because if a lot of what we're doing is showing flashbacks, I don't think we're really moving the story forward that much. We're just kind of seeing what happened already in a different context, which is, I do want that information. However, I don't want it I don't want it in exchange for moving what we currently have forward, because nothing's happening with Sydney while we're seeing all these flashbacks.
That's true. That's true.
So I do want to see those connections, especially what Destin is saying, and I know how much he would love to see Charlie and Stu like working together. So that would be great to see.
I know,
but I do want like a couple of small like flashbacks. Like I don't want anything extended with like Saw. Like it's a great example of the use of flashbacks, but like I don't like the way that story doesn't work without flashbacks. Like you cannot get through Saw without flashbacks. I would prefer it to where basically like the flashbacks revolve around Stu, obviously, and even if you don't watch those flashbacks, they were cut. The only thing you lose is how Stu got to where he is. You don't lose anything like how the story's moving forward. That's what I would want to see in flashbacks.
Okay. All right. My thoughts on it is more along the lines of what everyone's kind of been saying. I think that we give us just enough flashbacks to get the information that we need for this storyline, for the Scream 7 story to make sense. And if that's Stu coming back alive, knock on wood, fingers crossed, both feet, both hands, then give us the information we need for that to make sense. And I don't think you have to do a Saw type of setup to do that. I think they can make that connection with much less flashback time. It works for Saw brilliantly, but I think for Scream in this situation, I think just give us enough, right, guys? Oliver, just give us just enough that we can connect the dots, and you're like, okay, I'm with you. I'm on board with the story and where they're going. I think you can do that with a lot less screen time. So. Great question and theory. Thank you, Oliver, for your super chat again, my friend. Seriously helps out the channel and much appreciated. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do one more quick super chat, and then don't worry, guys. I see your. Actually, I'm going to do a couple because man, I just saw something here that's I want to acknowledge. Okay, so let me just start with this one here real quick. DJ, what's up, brother? Sitting in a $5 super. Oh, $5.50. Thank you. I like that. That's different. $5.50. I appreciate it, man. He says, I would like to have Scream 7 with found footage of Stu's house through Gail's camera. See, this is another huge thing. Gail's camera that was left behind. And I have ideas, but Eric, I'm going to start with you. And we'll go to Destin and M. What do you think about the Gail camera that's in the party?
Doesn't work.
Okay.
Doesn't work for me. The camera doesn't record. I don't know if y'all remember this. The camera doesn't record. It was only a transmitter. The van recorded. So when Gail drove the van off and she crashed it, it got out of range. So nothing that happened after that would have been recorded.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
So
yes, you're right, because it was quite a ways away from the house.
Yeah, she drove down the road and ended up and went even further off into the woods.
That's true.
So not only did she have distance, but she has all the trees messing with the signal. And let's not forget this was the 90s, so transmission wasn't the greatest. So for me, it doesn't work for those reasons. Now, obviously, they can just say forget that, but I mean, the police show we saw all the way up until the police showed up. So. And the police showed up. I mean, Gail and Sydney and everything was still there. This is popular. I'm not trying to completely crap on it, but this is because this is a popular theory. But for me, they were there the whole time until the police showed up. Once the police showed up, doesn't really matter what happens, I guess, unless it is Stu, someone else in on it. But at that point, they would have found that anyways. They would have found the camera and who knows how long the battery on that thing lasted. Just, for me, I don't know. There's, I think, a lot more interesting ways to other angles to get in on what could have happened behind the scenes.
Got it. Okay. Fair enough. Destin, what are your thoughts about the idea and Eric's thoughts as well?
Yeah, I like the idea, the approach of maybe later on throughout the film, we realize that Gail has been gatekeeping this camera, that she's had this as a secret all this time, that she knew that he was alive. So did Dewey. Maybe there could be but they did it to protect Sydney while he was put away or whatever. But I would like to see that, there's some part of the movie where, the third act or something of her saying, I got to show you something, Sydney. And I've hid this from you for a long time. And then there'd be some friction between Sydney and Gail again, just for a little bit until they, get back together by the end to fight off Ghostface. But yeah, I think that would be a better approach, like Gail actually having this camera and this footage and she's the one to reveal it to Sydney and to the audience.
Okay.
You know? I think that's how it should be done.
Okay. All right. I like it. I like it. I like it. Em, what do you think about the theory of the camera? The infamous camera.
I've always wanted to see what that camera would have picked up, but Eric has just made a very good comment on it about how much it would have recorded. So not too sure where I would stand with it revealing anything, because I'm one of those people, I like things to be quite accurate. So I don't know if that's just because I've got a bit of OCD. I like things to be accurate. So I like storylines to make sense. But one thing that we do know is that that footage has been seen. And well, for me personally, and the only way that I can say that is because of how accurate Randy's monologue is in the Stab movie that Mindy's watching. So we know that that footage is somewhere out there. What has been caught on there? If there's anything that's being kept, however.
Oh, that's a good point, Em. That is a very good point. Because how did they know about that?
Yeah.
Because Gail wasn't in the party.
Nope. So that to me confirms that that footage has been seen somehow. But how much is there, and is there anything that's being kept?
Yes.
And so that was right before Kenny was killed that happens. And then Kenny's body is put on top of the van, and that's when Gail drives away. So
yeah,
the van is gone after Randy dies, but before after
the showdown.
Randy is Randy's like, I'm out, but before Sydney goes back in the house. So we never see any of that in a Stab movie. But anything of that does end up in a Stab movie could be Sydney's perspective, and like her retelling of it, giving it to Gail. So, but yeah, that like the footage has been seen. We know that because, and that's a great point, Em. That is very often overlooked. Is like we know that's been seen because at least by Gail, because the movie Stab is. So Gail has seen the footage, and everyone knows she has the footage because of that.
There you go. Great stuff. Isn't this fun?
This is why I can watch it over and over, because that's something that like almost no one ever talks about, is like how that footage, like how those. What gets me is like, how did Sydney's dialogue, like Sydney's conversation with Billy, and remember in part 2 they're watching it like. So Sydney had to take part in Gail's book in some way, because that conversation was accurate. So, and Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson aren't the type to overlook that and just be like, oh, well, that's because no, that's there for a reason. Ain't no radio silence.
Nice. I know.
Sorry, that was uncalled for, but it's true.
A little dagger. I got you.
Just saying, there were so many mistakes.
I know. I know. Well, what's not a mistake is you guys sending in your super chats to support the channel tonight. I really appreciate it. DJ, thank you, man. And what a great conversation starter with that. And it is a real popular theory. I mean, I've talked about it, and sometimes it kind of gets lost in the discussions, and then it's like, whoa, that's right. Remember that. So yeah, good stuff. Guys, do send in your super chats. They're here. I have quite a few here. I know them. I mean, I know they're here. So I'm saying is that I know you're like, wow, it's been like, 20 minutes now since you said, and do you know my super chats there? Yes, I do. I promise. It's just balancing between that and then what we're going to talk about the panel. But I promise you this, I'm going to get to every single one of you. So don't let that be a hesitation. You can keep sending those in for your questions or theories or comments. Real quick, Eric. Go ahead, Eric, because I'm going to do some acknowledging here. So go ahead.
It's just in regards to that point. The only other question that I've thought about a lot but never actually brought up, do we think the camera was even still pointing at them? Because that camera's right beneath where that TV's pushed off from, and it's like bouncing around. So like, would it have seen anything, or would it have fell over? Would it have moved?
That's true.
I mean, I don't know, obviously.
Thank you for raising your hand, Destin.
A finger,
catching on. The finger.
That's my idea of the back, like seeing the reveal of Stu getting up is from that camera angle when it's on the ground, maybe on its side or something.
Oh.
And we see Stu flipping the TV off his head, and that's what captured him getting away.
That's right. I mean, I think absolutely. And to your point, even if it was knocked down, it could be at floor level, like that floor level view, like right there. So it could still work potentially, even if it fell. Great points by both of you guys.
Well, if it had something like if it had a receiver to record from, which
right.
Saying.
Yeah, I hear you. I know that's totally cool. I know that, and I don't think you're necessarily wrong, but I don't think Destin is necessarily wrong either. I think
it would be a great shot, like cinematically. Like, you know what I would liken it to now that we've talked about it? John Kramer standing up at the end of Saw.
Bingo.
Like, could you imagine that? Like, that scene, like the cops are like there's a lull in it. The cops are in like doing something somewhere else. All of a sudden, you just see that TV push over and like him crack his neck. Like, okay, I'm not gone yet. Great shot, 100% great shot. I would go see it for that shot alone. But in the back of my head, I would just, and it's my stupid brain, I'd just be like, how?
Right. I got you, buddy. No, I hear you. No worries. Real quick, guys. Jeff Hill has gifted 5 memberships to the channel. Jeff, thank you so much, man. If you're here tonight and you are a recipient of one of those gifted memberships, please thank Jeff in the chat and let him know you appreciate it. That just gave you 1 month of officially being a Cravenite, and you're going to get all these special emojis. I noticed earlier someone was asking, why can't I put Stu in my chat? And I think it was one of my moderators, or it was someone else who's a Cravenite, said, well, yeah, you have to be a member. It comes with one of the perks of being a member. So you guys can do that now, thanks to Jeff. So Jeff, thank you for your support, always supporting the channel and helping the community grow. Man, I appreciate you, buddy. Also, real quick about memberships. Hey guys, Kyle at Fletz Movies and Pop Culture 13 upgraded his membership to director's cut level. That is just under my highest level of membership. And I really appreciate that, Kyle. That's awesome, brother. One of the perks of the director's cut level is you now have an opportunity. It's not a guarantee, but it's an opportunity to be selected for appearing on a panel, just like my guest tonight for a live stream. So if you guys are out there and saying, man, how can I join the panel? I'd like to be talking Scream. Well, you can. You can become a channel member at the Craven Cut level, like highest tier, and that guarantees you an appearance every single month on the channel stream. And if you're a director's cut, it gives you the chance to also be in the drawing, the random drawing, to be joining me. So those are your options to do that. Totally. And you can do that right now by hitting the join button right next to the subscribe button. And also there is a link as well. And I don't know if Julie, you have it, or May, one of you guys have it, or not. But if not, I can get it posted tonight in the chat that you can click it. But just hit the join button and you'll be able to join it at one of 5 levels. So check it out. And thank you, Kyle, for upgrading to director's cut. And we've got Amber coming back into the fold. Thank you, Amber, joining again to be in the inner circle of the cult of Craven. And I appreciate that, Amber. Great to see you. Talking about old school. We got Amber back. Necessary Distraction. Carrie. We guys got Carrie back. I mean, it's like Denisha's here. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Denisha. This is like going back to the old school streams, and it's amazing. Like I say, Stu Macher, man, he just brings us together. And real quick, Stella celebrating a 5-month member, 5 month of being a member, of the channel. She's counting down 306 days till Scream 7. Woohoo! You know what? Even though it's so far away, it's going to be here before we know it.
Oh, it really is.
It will. Stella, thanks for your faithfulness every single month, and I really appreciate your support for the channel. Eric, you want to say something real quick before I move on to a super chat real quick?
Yeah, I was just going to address a comment if that's okay.
As long as it's appropriate.
Of course, yeah. Mike Posey. I was going to type this out, but I'm like, it's so much to type out.
What time? Tell me the time.
9:38. But that would be, I believe, 8:38 for you.
Yeah, that's fine. Let me find it first, so that way we can talk about it.
And it's just in regard to what I said about the transmitter, like.
Okay, let's make this quick so we can keep moving. Okay,
it'll be very quick. Yeah, as prepared as Gail was, I think she would have a cassette recording the events in addition to the live feed, especially knowing the live feed isn't always dependable. The standard in the 90s was VHS to record to. That's the whole point, was she wanted a small camera. That's why she wasn't recording it locally, is because that small camera could slide under there. There's no way she had anything in there like big enough like to hold a VHS to record it to. So
I see.
That's why the second she gets in and she tells Kenny, just record everything.
Right.
Like she made a point of saying that because the transmitter, it was just transmitting the signal. But I mean, that is great to think about. I've already thought about it because I went way too far into this, looking up like the actual transmitters and what distances they could cover and stuff.
I'm not surprised. I'm
dumb like that. And I get so entranced with those little things that it kills me.
Oh man. Well, guys, listen, this is just really heart touching. Jen has sent in a $50 super chat to the channel, and Jen, I'll get emotional if I let myself go. I can't tell you how grateful I am and how much I appreciate it, and to know that what I'm doing here on the channel means that much to you, that you would do something so generous. I really appreciate it. I really do. Thank you so much. She says, is this enough to keep spicy mustard out of this stream? Listen, yes, it is, my friend. $50 super chat. I will not play spicy mustard all night. Promise you.
He wants to now.
I know. There's a part of me that's like, do you mean this spicy mustard? Like, oh no, but I'm not gonna do it. No, Jen, I'm gonna no. Unless somebody comes with a higher super chat than that says play spicy mustard, that's the only way it would happen. That's the only way, I promise you. But you know what? For your super chat, Jen, and for all the super chats I've just read through, it is time to play a clip, though. It's definitely time. And again, we're talking about futuristic home improvement items, and this is something that someone came up with. That, well, if you just want to kind of hide your toilet from guests, here's the way you could do it now.
And in the bathroom, something we've never seen before, an electronically disguised toilet.
I mean, right? I don't know.
I can't help but think how unhygienic that would be.
Oh, I didn't even think about that part of it. Oh,
when it's time to go, that takes too long for it to get ready.
That's another point. We've all been there, Destin. We've all been there.
It's just like, hold on, I can't wait for this to open up. Has to go.
Yes, we can all relate, whether we admit it or not. We all know we've been there, and so you're right. Yeah, you got to go. You got to go. This is what it's the end of the day. That's just what it amounts to. Jen, thank you. Seriously, thank you so much, man. That is really so kind. Goodness gracious. All right. Hey, and Johnny's coming in with a super chat. Says thank you so much. And Johnny is also awake with you, Em. He's in Ireland.
He is.
And so both of you are awake right now at this crazy hour of the night. And that means so much to me. It really does. And Johnny's with us. And he wants a Stu ticket. You got it, Johnny. Just send me a message on my Instagram, my X account, or my email, cravensomething.scary@gmail.com, and I'll send you the ticket. Now, let's get to his theory. My theory is Stu will be in a medical facility pulling the strings like what was planned in Scream 3. Great stream, guys. Well, thank you for the compliment and the super chat and for your theory. So, Eric, we're going to start with you and we'll go to M and finish with me. What do you think about the possibility of Stu being in a medical facility, psychiatric hospital, what have you, and being the mastermind from there?
I liked it for 3. I don't like it now.
Okay.
There is so much that happens after the fact between 3 and now where that would have been brought up. Like it would have been mentioned. It would have been like something would have come up if that was the case, especially knowing Dewey. Dewey would have checked in on that. Dewey would have said something. For me, there's no way Stu is alive and people know it because of how the events of 2 through 6 played out. There's no way that it jives with me because of the way things played out. If he was alive, a lot of things would have happened differently. Like, why wouldn't they have checked in part 3? Like, the person claiming to be Maureen Prescott's killer, and we just happen to have one of her actual killers still alive, and we don't just make a call to say, hey, is he still there? Does not work for me.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Destin, what's your opinion? What are your thoughts? Do you like it or not?
It doesn't really bother me that much. I mean, it would have been great to do that in 3, but I kind of disagree a little bit because I kind of think it could work in a sense of if it was like kept under wraps, like if Gail and Dewey like that was always my thought, was that Gail and Dewey did know about this, but kept the information to themselves so Sydney could live in peace in a way.
But always watching over her, right? Dewey was always
kind of watching over her, and maybe that's kind of revealed in this one when Gail and Sydney finally talk, if he is still alive. Like Gail actually mentioned, like, I've known this, Sydney, and that I think that would be a really big moment for them to, instead of it being a shocker to both, because I feel like Gail would know with her profession, like for some way, shape, or form, especially if she has that camera. So, but I think that maybe he was just like maybe change names, maybe like just kind of like hidden, and maybe he took the thing of like peer pressure. He didn't maybe he claims he never killed anybody. Even if he did, maybe he claimed Billy because Billy always got the shine for Woodsboro murders. He did not. So maybe he let him take that fall, and maybe this is his turn to shine, and that's what he's trying to do.
I mean, we saw with Tara when Stu, yes, I'm calling it, when Stu called Tara in the beginning of Scream 5, and even then, it was always he was killed. It was Billy Loomis. It was Billy Loomis. And what does Stu say on the phone? He says it was Billy Loomis and Stu Macher.
Right,
like
exactly.
He is ticked off,
right,
because he never ever gets the respect that he wants. And I like that, man. I like where we're going here. Now, Eric, real quick, you want to comment on that real quick?
I think that goes against Gail Weathers' character a lot, because Gail doesn't love Sydney.
I don't know.
I mean, she likes Sydney, sure. You know what she likes more, even more than Dewey? A great story. You know what'd be a great story to write about? A serial killer who got away with it. That goes against her.
But what if but maybe she's legally can't do that?
Why?
I mean, maybe there was just like he had to go into like protective services or something after that.
Why?
Like maybe, I don't know.
And that's right. That's just.
I mean, it's a movie.
There's too much, because here's what would have had to have happened. There would have had to been a trial, and you know who would have had to been there? The person he attacked, Sydney Prescott.
Oh, that's a good point. That is a good point.
He's not going to any. He's not going to any institution.
We've never had a trial in the Scream movies, though.
You know why? No. Because we don't need one, which is why I don't think it's a great way to go, personally. Yeah. If that's the story they come with, I'm very let down, because it's sloppy writing. That's like radio silence level writing. They're not thinking things through. I'm just saying they're not thinking things through.
I hear you. And it's okay to have different opinions on this. That's the beauty of it. And like I say, everyone
can't say it won't happen.
No, not at all. Absolutely, it could definitely happen. I mean, it almost happened once before, and Kevin wanted to do it once. Maybe he wants to do it twice. I mean, think about that. So it's possible. Em, what are your thoughts now on the theory about him being alive but in a facility? Okay.
Firstly, very quickly, I do just want to give Johnny a shout out because he let me know about a horror convention going on in Manchester in the UK, and Skeet, Matthew, and Jamie are going to be there. So I've got my ticket. So
did you already get your ticket?
Yeah, we're just waiting for their tickets, their autograph tickets to come out. But thanks, Johnny. But anyway,
cool. That's awesome.
Getting back to this, I actually 100% agree with Eric. And he actually said something that I was going to say, which is that it would be very out of Gail's character. And I think Gail's built up such a rapport with Sydney now that it would be really, people were disappointed about her not writing the book about Dewey because it felt very out of character. For me, her keeping this, Dewey would have known about it. Dewey keeping that, it just doesn't sit right. And I think, as has been mentioned, if this had have been done earlier, it could have completely fitted in somewhere. But I think too much time has now passed for this to be effective. And I do think it's something that would let it down for me.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
Can I ask a question too? Because I see a lot of comments about this in the comment section. Does anyone know for 100% fact that Stu Macher was a minor?
Nope.
It was never said. He could have been. I always thought he was like 17. Is what I always thought. Because
from the most accurate we have is late 1978 to early 79, which would make him at most 3 to 4 months from being 18, if not already 18, because he's a senior in high school. There's no way he's getting out of that being a minor in a court case, like after so many murders. I'm just
multiple murders, right?
He's possible he's not even a minor. Like, I get where it's coming from, just for me, and once again, OCD and like thinking things through. It just there's only so much suspension of disbelief you can throw out there, and for me, I'm just like, I can't. There's better ways to do it, I think.
Okay, fair enough. And we all have different thresholds of suspending disbelief, and that's okay. And that's the beauty of it. Like it's great. Like that's why I say, like, if you see this particular theory as your favorite theory, and not this particular, I mean, it could be this one, but any theory, then I'm always like, then you be passionate about that theory. You know, don't let anybody douse your flame, right? Yeah, you stay true to that. And I'm not talking about you, Eric. I'm talking about anybody.
I do feel like I am dousing flames, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
I need the realism.
I understand. Yeah, you've got that. You're coming from that place, and I understand that place you're at. And I understand where Destin's at, which is like, you know, hey man, this is a movie, this is fiction, and it's okay to be at both of those places and in between. A lot of folks are in the middle of you two, and I think that's great too. I personally, my opinion is, look, I want Stu in the friggin' movie, okay? If he's in jail, if he's in a mental facility, if he's in hiding, I don't care. Honestly, I don't care. Just write it well. I don't want it to be sloppy. Write it well. Make a compelling story. And that's all I want. And you can, any way we get there, as long as we get there. Maybe my standards are a little bit lower than everybody else's, but let's do it back in the movie. So great, Johnny. Thank you. And Johnny, by the way, I already mentioned he's in the UK, but you know what? Jim Witt says, hey, I'm in the UK too, Craven, in Wales.
Awesome.
We got another part of our community here, Jim, staying up this crazy late hour, almost 3 a.m, as Em is doing, as well as Johnny. And you know what? It blows my mind, guys. And I've said this a million times, but when I see comments from folks that are across the globe, it is incredible to think that this laptop right here in this room with this headset on is reaching people all over the world. And that's a little bit mind-blowing, isn't it, Em? Like,
it really is.
Yeah. It really is. You just don't, and Destin as well. You don't think about it until someone's, because you just always assume, at least I do, I should say, everybody's like in the States. And then you're like, no, actually I'm in, I'm in Ireland, I'm in Germany, UK, Wales, everybody keep going on and on. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up, Jim. Jim Witt, I saw your comment and I want to say thank you for being a fan of the channel and my content from all the way over in Wales. Amazing. Amazing. All right. Let's take a look here. Okay, we got that one covered. I have one more super chat in the queue. So let's go ahead and do this one. And it's also from Johnny. Thank you so much, buddy. Should the flashbacks be done in reverse from Scream 6 to 1? Okay, now this is different. The final flashback would be of Stu, Billy, and Roman, and then you have the big Stu reveal. So, okay, that's an interesting thing I haven't really thought about. What if we're going to say Stu's connected to all the movies? All right, if we're going to let's just pretend that theory is what's going to be. What's going to be? Do you guys mind if it's 1 through 6, or if it's 6 through 1? Does it matter? And if so, why? Em, I'm going to start with you this time.
I think it depends on the route that they're going. So if they do plan on doing the Maureen kill as the opening, then obviously I'd prefer to see it go from 1 to 6, just because for me, logically, that makes sense. But if it is something to do with flashbacks at the reveal, I don't mind either way, because I think either way will be just as effective as the other.
Okay. Right to the point. I like that.
Sorry.
She's got us. No, that's good. It's good. You guys like, bam, here it is. Destin, how about you, man? Does it matter to you? And if it does, why?
I honestly don't want it done in reverse. I don't think I do.
Okay.
And honestly, I think that they could probably even skip 6, because I feel like that was just kind of like, it's not about the movies, and it's kind of like a one-off in a way,
Okay.
just
Yeah.
the way the whole motive was and everything. I don't feel like, I feel like that they're gonna like maybe Mason Gooding and Jasmine Savoy Brown's gonna fill that void,
Right.
they're gonna give us like a little tie-in for that, which I still am puzzled how that's gonna work. But
I know. Ready to see it.
but I would kind of like to see it like in order, instead of the flashbacks in order instead of. But I mean, we keep saying flashbacks, but I keep thinking, like, I'm not trying to get my hopes up about it. It would be great addition for the film and for the Scream franchise, but it's not known for flashbacks. And we could just be getting a monologue of things in the past instead of flashbacks. That might be how it's kind of like told to us. So,
okay.
But yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. Hey, real quick, guys, listen, we are at 84 likes on this live stream. Guys, we need just 16 more likes, and we're going to hit 100 while we're streaming. So do me a favor, guys. We got almost 80 people watching in the chat. I know 16 of you probably haven't hit that thumbs up button yet. And so I'm going to ask you right now, if you would smash that thumbs up button. Let me know you're enjoying the stream tonight. And you know what else it does? It lets the algorithm know you're enjoying the stream, which gets it out to more people, not only live, but as a video in replay mode. So, guys, let's do it. You guys on the panel, do you believe we can get 16 more likes while we're streaming here tonight? I mean, Eric, what do you think?
I just rechecked and I saw 85.
Oh, 80. Okay, there we go. I think this is, guys, we can do this. So, guys, if you haven't done it, hit that like button and let's get it to 100. I would be so thrilled if we end tonight with 100 likes. Amazing. Thank you, Johnny, again for your super chat. And we're not done yet. Eric, right?
It's okay. You can skip me. I talk too much anyways, man. I want them in order. I want a Sherlock Holmes style monologue at the end where like after the reveal, I was always there. You were here, I was here, and he goes through like sequentially in order. If that's not the way they do it, I would kind of like chaos, and they just go jump around at random times.
Okay.
I'm
All
a
right.
huge fan of non-linear storytelling, so I would be on board with like a situation comes up, like Kirby comes in the picture, and then all of a sudden we get a flashback to where Stu was in part 6. And then like, I don't know, Miss Loomis gets mentioned, and then we see that, something like that. Or like I said, I prefer the sequential though, just 1 through 6 or 2 through 6 in order where he was.
Okay. And for me, I really don't mind if they go either way. There is something about starting at the beginning I like, and kind of going up and keep going up to the next one and the next one. So, but as Em pointed out, it really does depend on what story they're telling, and it might make more sense to start at 6. But personal opinion, I would prefer they start at Scream 1 and just go from there. Yeah. Great, Johnny. Thank you again for your super chat. Much appreciated. Great idea. And Rachel is here. Hey, Rachel. She's now been a member for 6 months of the channel, guys. 6 months. And she says, I love being part of the Cult of Craven. Well, that's awesome, Rachel. I love you being a part of the Cult of Craven. You're an amazing friend in person. And I just love whenever we get to spend time talking Scream or horror movies in general. So thank you, Rachel. And yeah, again, guys, you can join Rachel. You can get acknowledged, have your special skull by your name, everything. Just become a channel member and you are in the inner circle of the Cult of Craven that she's talking about. And you'll officially earn the title of, what is it, Eric? Come on. The official title of being a
Cravenite.
Yeah, there we go.
Happiest cult on the internet.
That's great, man. Oh gosh. Now I want to address something real quick, off Stu topic, just for a second. Rumors are flying all over social media that Marco Beltrami has returned to do the score for Scream 7. Now, let me just tell you where I'm at. I am on the fence because well, let me just show you. Let me show you the source. This is what spurred everything. It's right here. This is the origin point, ground zero. So there's a post here that this person did. Please do Scream 7. And then you see Marco Beltrami.music, got the official arrow. And he says, don't worry, I am. Now, here's the thing about this. Guys, there are some very talented, smart people that can fake stuff like you've never seen. And you'd buy it hook, line, and sinker because it's so well done. I'm not saying that's the case. Don't misunderstand me. But here's what I am saying. I'm not going to get my hopes up and let myself get excited without having an official announcement somewhere. All right, that's my position. Now, because you know what, this is such a monumental move. If this is true, that he's back, that is beyond. That is like adding a legacy character back that we all like. It would be like, I can't even describe it. For me, it would be so epic to this film. For Marco to be there, guys, my gosh.
Yeah, it's going to bring back that feel.
The feel, that the ambiance through the music. So let me just say this. I don't want to personally get that excited right now, only to find out in a week that someone photoshopped stuff and it's fake. So I'm not, there's other content creators, I'm not going to name names, and I'm friends with some of these people, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to post what they want on their channel. But I will tell you, I'm a little disappointed that there are a lot of people that are just taking this as gospel, and they're just making it a fact. It's that he's back, and I'm like, guys, you can do that, but let's be careful. This is a well, you saw the image. I mean, that's all, and someone posted that. Well, to me, that would have been posted by 500 people, 1,000 of people. Yeah, it would be like all over the place, not this one post. I'm leery, so I'm on the fence. Bearded I'm going to ask y'all's opinion about this too. Are you where I am with this, or are you ready to believe that to be true?
I haven't looked into it any further than what you have shown, so I can't speak for it. I do know at this point in like Instagram and with the way things are, you can just purchase a blue check mark. So you're absolutely right. It takes almost nothing to clone an account.
Oh yeah.
However, can you bring the photo up really quick?
Yeah, of course. There we go.
Okay, so this is from what we see there. This is on Marco Beltrami's account,
right?
Because he's
According to this.
commenting, like someone commented on one of his posts, and then he responded to that. Can we find this post? Because here's the thing: if this post is on his actual account that you can go see, then I would take it more as authentic. But if all we can see is just this little clip, then I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't. Is that post still on his account?
I don't know. I just took this picture. This was sent to me by one of my by Keon, actually, who was here earlier. Keon sent this to me, and that's all I have. That was posted on social media, and I haven't actually gone to his channel to dig in. I did go to his Instagram to look for pictures or something, or anything like that he posted. So, but this is a response to a comment, and so it's going to take some more investigative work, because if this truly is from Marco Beltrami, then this is huge. This is really huge. I'm just like, I'm just going to be very, very careful for this one.
So I can tell you this.
Yeah.
I am on Marco Beltrami, the actual Marco Beltrami's Instagram account. The only post he's made since February was made on April 1st. So over 3 weeks ago. And that comment is not on it. The next one before that was April 10th.
I'm really sorry to butt in. I have just actually found something on his Instagram. It's on from the 13th of November 2024. Somebody said, "The Scream fans, we want you to return to make the soundtrack in Scream 7. We hope you come back." And he said, "Appreciate the support, though they didn't offer me the job." Laugh out loud.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm not too sure. Sorry to interrupt there. I just had to say it because I've just come across it.
No, you're welcome. I'm just looking through each post he's made.
That's what I'm doing too.
Going in reverse, and there's posts on every single one of them.
I'll screenshot that. Hang on, and I'll send
it. I was
it.
about to say there's comments on every one of them, like about Scream. And as of right now, I'm going all the way back to right now. I'm back to February of this year, and it's not there. So I don't know if he has multiple accounts, but it's not. It's not on. Yeah.
Sorry, but Kay, who's a good friend of mine on X, Kay says it's on a post from October 31st, 2023.
That was before Scream 6 came out.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That's really going back. Wow. Now, Em, I'm really curious what you found. Have you sent me a screenshot?
I've sent it to you on the
I do see it.
Instagram.
All right, hold on a second. Let me grab this. This is late breaking investigating live. Can't find this anywhere else.
That is, if you bring up the photo, that the screenshot that you have, that's saying 3 weeks ago, and 3 weeks ago would have been. Now, honestly, I'm going to be honest. That makes me think it might be a little bit more real, because.
But can you find that comment though? That's what I'm asking.
And that I think it's more real, because 3 weeks ago was roughly around the time of his last post. And if it was real and they didn't want him to release that information, it makes sense that the studio would have made him remove that comment.
Oh, there's that to it as well.
Because the timeline is lining up with his most recent post, which was on April 1st, which is almost a month ago. So
let me show real quick what M sent. This is what M just sent me. This Scream. Okay, here we go, guys. Scream fans, we want you to return to make the soundtrack in 7. We hope you come back. Appreciate the support. Marco Bertrami says, I appreciate the support, though they didn't offer me the job. LOL.
Oh,
And this is
you know what I will
22
say?
weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay, so look at if you pull up his most recent, if you look up his most recent post, which is like I said, April 1st, someone did say there is still a comment in there that says, like this post if you're going to score Scream 7, and Marco Beltrami liked it yesterday.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
So that is
Okay.
on his actual Instagram right now. Yeah, so
that might bring some credibility then to this post, but we can't find that post, right? Eric, or anyone?
So here's the thing. So that the SEM, this is in Spanish, obviously. That's 3 weeks. So that whatever screenshot they took, this was from 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I can't find that. However, 3 weeks ago, like I said, was his most recent, and it was April 1st. So who knows?
Oh no,
that's a good point.
But
Dang.
however, the comment of like this, if you're gonna score Scream 7, that was yesterday. That was 1 day ago, and he liked it 1 day ago. So,
but do you think that like really means it, or is he just liking the post? I don't.
Yeah, because sometimes they just go through all their comments.
Not every comment is liked. However, there was another comment from 3 hours ago. Someone posted "Welcome back" with 3 knives, and he liked that too.
I'm very on the fence. I don't know where to sit with this.
I don't.
Here's the thing: if it was real, we wouldn't have to be doing this. This is a theory.
Well, see, that's a point, guys. That's why I'm like, if that was true, why this would be seems to me this would be a much bigger shared deal than what we're getting right now. I just
I found it. I found it where he said, "Don't worry, I am." It is on I have. It's on a post from the 31st of October, 2023.
23.
I've got the
someone said that already.
Yeah, I've got the actual comment. Please do Scream 7, and then 3 weeks ago, "Don't worry, I am."
But that doesn't make.
Yeah, that's a long
because that's 2023 is before Scream 6 even came out.
But this was from 3 weeks ago that he said that.
Maybe that was when they were doing the original script.
Oh wait,
the Carpenter sisters.
Hold on. I see what you're saying.
Let me get it. I'll send it.
This is what's going on. The post was from 23, but the comment was just added 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right.
He is saying that.
So M, you are confirming right now.
Yeah, I'm sending it to you.
You're on Marco's actual Instagram, and he is confirming 3 days ago this is true. Is that correct?
3 weeks ago, I think it was.
3 weeks ago. I mean, sorry, 3 weeks ago, right? Not 3 days.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago. Which is April Fool's Day, which I hope he wouldn't do that. But I don't. Why did it have to be April 1st?
Wow.
Oh, Scream underscores the Scream underscore Spain channel liked that comment 5 hours ago. And then someone else is Marco Beltrami has liked some stuff on that, like sub comments on that today, up to an hour ago. In the screenshot that M just sent, Marco Beltrami has been active on those comments today because he liked a post that just came in, or a comment that just came in an hour ago.
Yeah.
So I think it's just early in the breaking cycle. Like
I think it is. All right, guys. Well, look, at this point, and thank you for the amazing investigative work, guys. You guys were killed it right now finding this stuff.
Teamwork makes a dream work.
It does. And so, you know what, guys? I may bite myself later on this. This may come back to bite me. I mean, I believe Marco Beltrami is back. I'm going for it. I'm diving in.
I hope so. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, and you know what? Oh God. Marco Beltrami back. We've already know Dewey's coming back. Dewey's theme.
Oh,
we're gonna hear Dewey's theme.
Yes.
And a good version of Sydney's as well.
Oh, and we gotta have Sydney's theme.
Yeah, she hasn't had a good version since 3.
Now all I want is to just like bring it all together as Patrick Lussier as the editor.
That's the other piece, dude. I'm hoping
if that could happen, oh my goodness.
It'd be amazing.
It would be incredible if he was editing the movie. Oh my gosh. Who better than Patrick to know Wes's style? He edited all 4 Screams with Wes. He was right there making those edits. So who better to bring the feel of a Wes film, pacing, all that stuff, than Patrick Lussier? Oh my gosh. So guys, there you go. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to buy it. I'm going to believe it. And if I get burned, I get burned. But I'm going to go ahead and jump in and say, based on y'all's investigation right now live, I think it is legit at this point. So Paula's coming in with a $2 super chat. Thanks, Paula. Mark Beltrami is back, confirmed on Instagram. All right. Well, yeah, we were just talking about that. Thank you, Paula. So that checked off a humongous checkbox. It's like a dream come true. I'm serious. Like, I can't believe it. It's incredible. And just real quick, I want to say goodnight to Daniel. Daniel's heading out, and Johnny Keene is heading out. Listen, I know, brother, it's 3:15 a.m. Thank you so much for sticking with us this long. Thanks for your super chats, your theories, and I look forward to seeing you on hopefully the next stream if you're rested up or not, if enough. Thanks, brother. So, guys, Marco Beltrami, and look, we're about to wrap up the stream. We're already going over longer than we planned. But I have to say, this is exciting news. This is like huge news to me. And I think this is probably a dumb question, but I want to ask it anyway. Em, I'll start with you. How does it feel? I'm going to still say fingers crossed, but let's pretend it is true. And I think it probably is. I'm leaning over there now. What do you think about this news of having him back?
I think it's a bit of magic, if I'm honest with you. I think it's needed. And I think that it would have been a massive mistake to bring Kevin back and not bring Marco back, because there's just something about both of their work that is just incredible. And Marco seems to get what the story's about, and he puts that very well with his music. So I think it's the best possible news for a composer. I don't think that it could have gone to anybody else. So I'm happy.
Yep. Destin, I know what you're feeling, but I want to hear it, brother. What do you think, man?
Man, it gives me goosebumps, honestly.
Yes.
Like I'm already like, I don't want to overhype myself, but I think that they're going to knock this one out the park. I think when we see Sydney, we're going to get that Sydney theme from when she was at her house and locking up and everything. And it's just like that. Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait. That makes me so much more excited for this movie if Marco's a part of it. I mean,
right?
I think that they're going to capture something. Okay, so a lot of times like these horror franchises, they kind of lose their way, and we might have had a couple of missteps, but we've never had a bad Scream movie. But even look at not horror, but look at what's the other franchise? Fast and the Furious.
Oh, okay.
One of their best sequels was Fast 7. And I hope this is Scream. I hope Scream 7 is another version of that. Like give us the best sequel ever.
So, yes.
So
Eric, I love it, Destin. Eric, bro. Marco Beltrami. I mean, this is not the first time. Well, first time in a long time where I actually will be excited just to listen to the score, because it makes the atmosphere of the entire movie.
I'll buy the soundtrack.
Yeah. Oh, me too. I'll pre-order it, Destin. I will pre-order that sucker. So Eric, I know this is huge if it's true, and I really I'm going in that it is true right now. How do you feel about it?
I think it was one of very, very smartest decisions they've made. Like bringing on Kevin Williamson, smart. Bringing back Sydney, smart. Bringing back Marco Beltrami. A score is something that you don't recognize unless it's done wrong. I don't think Marco Beltrami can do it wrong. It's something that I think he knows the franchise. He was there in the beginning. And the more people you can have on this movie that works directly with Wes Craven, the better I think it's going to turn out.
I do too. That's a good point.
As of right now, we're bringing back Matthew Lillard, who worked with Wes Craven, Marco Beltrami, Kevin Williamson, Dewey, David. Yeah, we're bringing back Dewey. We're bringing back Roman, who worked. I mean, he worked. I don't know why I'm missing his name.
Who's this now? Which one?
Scott Foley.
Roman. Scott Foley.
Scott Foley.
We're bringing back so many people who had interactions directly with Wes Craven, and I think that's only gonna work to help this movie feel more like what the originals were. And I don't think they're trying to replicate it. At least I hope they're not. But to get the vibe and the atmosphere, and such a big part of that is the sound. And this is just another really good puzzle piece falling into place for me.
Me too. Yes, I saw the finger, Destin.
I was pulling a beard here.
I know you were.
You tickled my beard, man.
We're tickling his beard. That was so funny.
All right. So you know which sequel didn't have the greatest score, right?
5 and 6, obviously.
No, 4. 4 wasn't that great. With the goofy.
4 was decent.
I thought it was pretty good. You know,
it was better than 5 and 6.
Okay, all right, maybe. Yeah. I didn't like the. I didn't like the. I didn't like when the title card came on. I thought that set the whole tone for the movie. Like I didn't like the music.
Oh, the band that was the actual song he played.
Yeah.
See, I kind of liked it because we had that kind of I can't define the genre,
CW?
that rock genre. Yeah, and then it turns the A. Remember the 4, which that swoosh sound. It turns into the AI. Like, oh, I love that. But that's okay, man. You know, it's okay for that if that's your least favorite.
I was just kidding. I was kidding with y'all.
I think we all can.
He just wants to hate on Scream 4.
I just wanted to poke the bear. That's all.
I know. I know. That's funny. All right. And then you guys know I'm loving it. I want it. I'm so happy. It's one of those things where you're always like, oh, please let it happen. And when it actually happens, you're like, oh my gosh, it did actually happen. Like the thing I wanted, right? It's so bad, actually came to pass. And there's not many moments in life that are like that. A lot of times we're disappointed, right? But you know, when it comes to this, I think we're doing good. Real quick, and we're gonna wrap up. Brett James Bishop, what's up, dude? Good to see you here. $2 super chat. Thank you, man. He says Jim Page is the editor. Oh, according to IMDb. Dadgummit.
Well, I can tell you another movie he's edited because I remember seeing his name.
Okay.
Violent Night.
Oh,
really?
he edited Violent Night. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. I actually like that movie.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Is that okay? I get that one and Silent Night mixed up. The newer Silent Night with where he can talk.
No. Violent Night's the guy from Stranger Things, Hopper, Sheriff Hopper.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They came out like a year apart, I think.
It's really good.
Yeah,
I like it. It's a fun movie.
I'm looking up his IMDb. You know another movie he edited?
What's that?
Disturbia.
Oh.
Okay,
that's
then.
a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. All right. So you know what? I'm going to be open-minded here. Those are some good credits, man. So I'm not gonna hold this against him. You know, let's go in with an open mind. And you know, Kevin Williamson's not going to bring somebody on that's not going to fit with his vision for the movie. The biggest thing, even though we won't have Patrick, we've still got Kevin and Marco. I mean, we've got guys behind the scenes that still knew how Wes did things. And someone else who knows how things go on here at the channel, Hollywood Guy, celebrating 21 months as a channel member. Thank you, Hollywood guy. You're all right. As Knight would say. Hey, Craven, what's up? I'm late as always. It's all right, man. Is Stu alive as a human, or is he a figment of an imagination? And it's been 21 months. Yes, it has been. Well, it's so funny. Guess how many theories we got to on my list tonight? Take a shot.
4?
We only got to technically, well, maybe 2. Maybe 2, but not specifically as I want to approach them. So technically, I only have one theory of mine that we got to. But that's amazing because the rest was driven by our conversation and where it took us, in the chat, and the super chats directed the flow, which was wonderful. And there was some awesome theories shared. So I'm not mad at all.
Part 2 to this stream, right?
I was just about to say that.
That's what I'm thinking, because I mean, I have a lot more theories I want to talk about, and I think we touched on some of them a little bit, but we didn't deep dive into all of them. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. This has been honestly a fantastic stream. I have had such fun with you guys. I want to tell everyone now, please subscribe to my guests, Bearded Entertainment, Destination Station, and Horror. You will see the links in the chat. They're already there. And if Julie or May or anyone who's here is moderating, Val. Hey, Val, we see you joining. Val's been hanging out at the NFL draft in Green Bay.
Oh, awesome.
So isn't that cool?
Nice.
So she's
watching Shedeur Sanders just sink a little lower. Sorry,
bro. Was he drafted? Do you know?
He went to the Browns in the 5th round.
Oh, poor.
He was he's there, dude. I think he's their 5th quarterback that they've got on the roster.
That's like going to Hades or something. I mean,
that's
it's
the team
horrible.
That Dion said by name he would not let Shedeur go to.
But at that seriously?
Oh, like a week beforehand, he's like, "There are teams I'm not going to let him go to. I'm not going to let him go to the Browns." And I'm like,
so
"But when you get to round 5, you have no say in it. Like, I'm like, at round 5, you're not pulling any of the Eli Manning stuff. All your stock is out the window." So
he's basically at the point where I'll say, "Look, I'll play for you for a Happy Meal." You know, just give me a Happy Meal.
He had one decent season, and he didn't even beat any SEC teams. So did he really beat like the cream of the crop? I mean, just saying. He lost to some less than great Pac-10 team or Big Ten team. So,
well, before we lose everybody talking sports, I can talk sports all
I thought this was a Scream stream.
I know. But no, it's all good. But guys, we're going to end it here again. Eric, thank you so much for joining tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. This was amazing.
Oh, it was so much fun. Destin, same to you. Thank you for joining. It felt like old times tonight, dude.
It felt right. It felt good. Yeah.
It did.
Thank you.
I'm glad. You're welcome. No. And I think part 2 is fitting. Everybody tell me in the chat, do you want to do a Stu stream part 2? Tell me right now before we log off. M, I hope you had a good time, even though it's 3:30 in the morning.
You know, I'm more awake now than what I was before the stream. It wakes me up. I love it. So.
That's awesome. Well, good. And I hope you can get some rest tomorrow to make up for the sleep tonight. I hope. But guys, remember to subscribe to them again, please. And if you, hey, by the way, let's do a check here of the likes. I hadn't looked in a while.
I think we're over 100.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, 102 likes. Guys, you did it. You got us there. That is so awesome. All right. Everyone on the panel, I'll talk to you backstage. Don't just hang out. For everyone in the chat, thank you all for being here, for all your gifting of memberships, your support through super chats, and becoming members, upgrading your membership level. Everything happened tonight. And I thank you all for your support. Means the world to me. It helps the channel more than you know. And I appreciate you guys. And I look forward to the next stream. So keep your notifications turned on and stay tuned. And we'll see what happens next. I'll be back soon before you know it. But until then, guys, again, have a wonderful Sunday and the rest of the night tonight. Maybe some of you are going to work, getting ready to go to work for the night shift. Whatever your night holds, I hope it's great. And remember this, guys. If you come across somebody, family member, friend, coworker, a total stranger, be sure and try to make their day a little better with a smile or a word of encouragement, a compliment, something that, you know what, they may need to hear and you don't even know it. But I promise you this, if you will take that little bit of effort, and if we will take, and I will take that, all of us, if we'll take that little bit of effort to try to make someone's day just a little brighter, ours will turn out brighter as well. All right, until next time, guys, this has been amazing. I love you guys so much. Thank you on the panel. I'll see you shortly. And I'll catch you guys on the next stream. Good night. See you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.